The following show is for entertainment purposes only and does not necessarily reflect the opinions of Empire Media LLC, its subsidiaries, affiliates, sponsors, and advertisers.
Hey, good evening, everybody. Welcome to the Majors Live, episode 289 here on TMSNX Radio, themajors.net. I'm Adam Hernandez. Here's Dorf. Shawn's gone tonight. We won't see Shawn probably, I don't know, 2 weeks, something like that.
Yeah, because none of us will be here next week.
Yep.
Because slave driver Adam here doesn't make us work on holidays at least.
Yep. Memorial Day, so everybody have a great Memorial Day next weekend. Anyways, things to get to tonight. We've got NFL Draft Lottery. We're going to do something called Headlines and our fan question of the night. Did we see a game changer or a series changer last night when the Celtics came back from 21 down to beat the Cleveland Cavaliers 111 to, I believe it was 108. Anyways, start things off tonight. I do want to talk about the NFL Draft. And everybody's probably going to be wondering, the NFL Draft is over with. Why are we still talking about it? Well, I'm not talking about this year's NFL Draft or what happened in it, because God knows that's been talked to death, not only here, but everywhere. Yes, Mitch Trubisky was a horrible pick. Cleveland made the right choice.
But did you see him throwing that across the field pass into that little tiny target with no one rushing him?
Yeah. No,
his accuracy is unquestioned.
I didn't see that, but anyways.
Don't waste your time looking it up.
But the NBA draft was also this past week, too. And the Boston Celtics won it. Crazy, I know, because they're in the the Eastern Conference Finals. The Lakers, though, were able to hold on to that second overall pick, considering the shit trades that they made to get Steve Nash, to get Dwight Howard, and they didn't lose any of those picks because of that. So they stay at number 2, and we go on from there. They're probably going to go ahead and draft LeVar Ball and
sink the franchise,
or not LeVar Ball.
That's the dad.
Yeah, who's the dad?
Lonzo
Ball. Sorry, they're probably going to draft Lonzo Ball.
Well, when you draft Lonzo, you get LeVar.
Yeah, you get LeVar Ball. You get LeVar Ball too.
You get both.
You get the Big Baller brand, and I don't know. We'll see.
So is Big Baller brand going to be the official jersey sponsor of the Los Angeles Lakers?
Oh my god. So real quick, is that
he's not going to get a shoe deal because they wouldn't license Big Baller brand.
is there just bad news written all over that? I mean, honestly.
Big Baller brand, period?
No, just drafting Lonzo and having his dad come along with. I mean,
I still haven't done one of these in a long time. I think it was actually the last one I did, my afternoon commute series live on Periscope, where I said that I would consider not drafting him for that reason alone. This was before the whole, essentially the Big Baller brand, licensing fiasco and him attacking Christine Lee on Fox Sports 1. And that was before all this. This was 4 weeks ago.
Well before all of this.
I recorded this 4 weeks ago and said I wasn't interested in him because of that. Because he's not that much better than another guy I can take. And I don't have to put up with that headache.
I mean, it just seems like a bad idea. I mean, if Lonzo Ball didn't have his dad attached to him,
I wouldn't hesitate to draft him at all.
No, absolutely not. In
fact, would definitely consider him a number 1.
It's yes. Lonzo Ball going number 2 to the Los Angeles Lakers without his dad, or if his dad wasn't a fucking psychopath, then yes, do it.
It's not really psycho. I would call it sociopath.
Whatever.
Opath of some sort. Whatever.
The guy is to use Donald Trump's terminology here.
Unhinged.
He's nuts. He's a nutbag. Is that what Donald Trump said they call him? A nut job. Nut job. There we go. LeVar Ball is a nut job. He's a nutcase. He's whatever it is you want to call him. And
delusional.
I don't know. Can you imagine being Luke Walton and having to deal with that mess?
If I was Mitch Kupchak's not the GM there anymore. I can't even think of the guy who's running the place now. It's not Magic Johnson, but he's involved in basketball ops. Magic, please, for the love of fucking Christ, don't make me coach this guy. Please. Luke.
It's going to be tough.
We have to do what we got to do.
Yeah. Anyways. But the draft itself. NBA draft, as we all know, has a lottery.
Uh-huh.
NHL has a lottery. Major League Baseball has... Jesus Christ. The MLB draft is nuts. What do they have, like 150, 200 rounds or something like that?
No, there's only 40 now.
Okay.
And pretty much no one signs after round 25.
Okay. And football, they have just a draft based on your record. You're the worst team in the league, you get the first overall pick. Generally speaking, you have a really good record. You go to the Super Bowl that year, you're probably not going to be picking within the top 20. Safe to say, Dorf?
Absolutely.
Okay. With that in mind, though, now, Dorf, you said that, what do we have here? Dorf's passing something along to me. NFL considering...
A topic to add later.
NFL considering roster exemption rule for concussed players. Okay. But as far as the draft goes, I'm actually kind of surprised the NFL hasn't done this already. Should the NFL adopt a lottery format for their draft?
Absolutely not.
Why not?
They don't have a tanking problem.
No?
The reason that the NHL has gone to a lottery is because they have started to develop a tanking problem. There's always been, since, let's call it the Jordan rules, been a tanking problem in the NBA. There isn't a tanking problem in the MLB, because you know what? Most of the time when you draft guys, they're between 3 and 6 years away. You don't get to, that's the reason you don't see fans lighting their fucking block on fire or jumping up and down in celebration when their team gets to draft, so-and-so from the University of North Carolina or that hard-throwing right-hander from high school in Texas. The reason they don't get excited is there's like a 50% chance that with the guys in the first round, we don't even ever see them ever, let alone the obscenely low percent chance that we see any of the guys drafted after that ever. And if we do, it's going to be between, if they're a college kid, probably 3 years from now, between 2 and 3 years, and if they're a high school kid, it's between 5 and 6 years from now.
Now, Dorf, I know you don't like either format for the draft.
I don't.
Okay. And I'm gonna let you specify and explain the format that you want to go to, because you've told me before. But sticking with this lottery, now I understand what you're saying there. I understand your preface. I understand your explanation. To me, that doesn't matter to the NFL.
Okay.
To me, what matters to the NFL is marketability, to go along with that exposure, and dollars and cents. Imagine this.
I've got another reason that I don't like an NFL lottery, but go ahead.
Hold on. Look, you could have the greatest explanations in the world, the best arguments out there in the world for them not to extend the season. It's because of all the injury problems they're having. Yet is the NFL still considering expanding the season in some sense?
Uh-huh.
Yes. You have the best reasons in the world to not put a team in London. Is the NFL still looking into putting a team in London?
Yep.
So throw any sense of common, throw common sense out the window, because none of that matters with the NFL. I gave the NFL credit on Motor City Uncut.
I know, right?
I'm not giving them credit here, but think about this, Dorf. Imagine the showcase in the production that they would put on if there was an NFL lottery. Imagine it. Imagine the nut that would be shot out of the ESPN penis if there was an NFL draft lottery. Imagine the build up to this. If there was an NFL
And for
draft
that
lottery.
exact reason right there, way to not knowingly lead straight into my point. I don't trust the NFL now
Okay.
with a lot of things. I don't trust that prospect that process of awarding lottery picks would be not corrupt. There's too much fucking financial interest in, ensuring some player goes to some team. I don't trust. There's already, conspiracy, unfounded conspiracies in the haze surrounding the NBA lottery process and how it's all bullshit anyway.
What did I tell you, Dorf?
What?
What did I tell you? I said throw any common sense or
I don't
common
trust
or
the circus
logic out the window.
Because now you're adding another interested party in ESPN, as you say. Interest in hyping up that drama. What happens when there's ulterior motives at play for something like this? Shit gets corrupted. I don't trust that if we want any, semblance of this being fair, I don't trust. I don't trust the NFL to be a uncorruptible, neutral arbiter of this process where we swear to God, guys, here's the fucking, algorithm of how this order was selected. Here, publicly audited. If you don't like it,
NFL doesn't care about that, though.
My problem is I don't trust it to be legit.
Okay, I trust that that's the way that you think.
I don't like it anyway. But if we're gonna go with it, that's
NFL doesn't, and the NFL doesn't care. Do you think the NFL is thinking about this though? Thinking about what they could do with an NFL draft lottery special.
Yep.
Jesus Christ.
You could make it a whole fucking goddamn weekend.
You could. You could have cities vying to host the NFL
I'm
draft
sure
lottery.
Vegas is gonna love it because then we can take fucking bets on where your team's gonna fall in the fucking lottery.
I'm just thinking of if I was the NFL commissioner, that would be one of the first things that I do.
If you're the NFL commissioner, we couldn't be friends anymore.
Probably not. But that would be one of the first things I do.
Roger Goodell.
That would be the first thing I do. I'd look at implementing an NFL draft lottery. Why? For every reason why I just told you.
They don't have a tanking problem. That's what lotteries are for.
I understand, but in the NFL's sense, it's for making more money and to continue to push your league as a year-round.
Is already pretty mediocre.
To continue to push your league as a year-round league. To further push that narrative. That's what we're doing here. You don't think the NFL is going to be making millions of more dollars based on an NFL draft lottery that could take place?
Yeah, they would be.
Yeah, so
I mean,
is that
every
reason
year
enough?
you'd have the LeBron James the decision.
Isn't that reason enough to do it? I get every other argument out there. I get the arguments that you're putting out there. Why it would
Do you want to know what my ultimate solution to
Yes,
the
let's hear
entry
it.
draft?
Yes, let's hear it.
Fucking get rid of it. You know how auction leagues work? Auction fantasy football leagues?
Yeah.
Just like that. Everybody's a free agent. Fucking bid. Guys need to make decisions mixed of... Now, you still keep a salary cap in mind. I am the top running back available in this class. I can go to somebody who has a lot of depth at running back who's willing to pay me more, but I might not get to play much, and it's going to be harder for me to earn my second contract. Or I can go to the team that doesn't have as much money to give me, but I get a lot of play right away.
So
What do I choose?
So you get to choose what team.
Not to mention the legal and ethical issues with a draft period. Forcing someone to work for somebody without really much choice as a condition of employment. How that's allowed with labor law is just beyond me, because sports exemptions, that's why. But at the same time, capping somebody's earnings artificially is bullshit as well, just like, rent control. Anyway, meddling in markets when you don't need to. Economics. Yeah, we're not going to go down that rabbit hole.
But how does that benefit the league, though?
To go away from
Yes.
the current format or not going to a lottery?
Yeah.
Doesn't. Benefits the players. Fuck the league.
Fuck the players.
No, fuck the league.
Fuck the players. That's the thing. That's the thing here.
Here we go. So I'm the union and you're the man.
I'm the
management. I'm not talking to you.
I'm the evil.
You're the suit.
That's not what I agree with.
You're just out there to keep a man down. I am here to represent the oppressed NFL players from the reign of tyranny.
So what would you do? Would you put the lottery before or after the combine?
I don't know, but the rent is too damn high. The lottery before or after the combine?
Before or after the combine?
After.
After the combine?
Yeah.
So the combine is in
April.
Combine's
No. Draft is in April. Combine's in like the last week of February.
Damn.
Because you got like the Senior Bowl and you got the end of bowl season like the second week in January. You got like the Senior Bowl and the NFLPA or whatever bowl and the college All-Star games, like the week and week after, 2 weeks after.
Which
that.
they're often coached by NFL coaches.
NFL coaches.
Yep.
It's usually like the worst two staffs get the Senior Bowl.
So you get because I remember Jim Schwartz coached it a couple of years ago.
Yeah,
but you get
like the teams that are due to pick number 1 and number 2 get the Senior Bowl.
Got so imagine this: you get end of the season, you get the Super Bowl. College All-Star games, Combine, NFL Draft Lottery, NFL Draft, OTAs, training camp, preseason, start of the season. How about that lineup?
I don't know. I don't know about that, but all I know is the rent is too damn high. Or what is Vermin Supreme's line?
Oh, I can't remember.
I can't remember that. For those who are having a rough day and just need a cheap laugh, just look up Vermin Supreme on YouTube.
Hey, we're talking about possible candidates to be president after this.
I don't think I was arguing that it would be a winning solution for the Democrats to run somebody more towards the center.
Did they get Vermin Supreme?
Vermin Supreme does not qualify as somebody more towards the center.
Hey, you thought Donald Trump was fucked up. Let's go ahead and get Vermin Supreme in here.
He has a one pony policy. Every child in America gets one free pony.
You know what? I can see the rationale behind that.
What is he like? He's the only candidate in the history of U.S. politics to have a pony policy.
He has something about zombies too, doesn't he?
Oh yeah, a zombie preparedness policy.
But the U.S. government already has a zombie preparedness.
I know they do, but he's the only political candidate to have a zombie preparedness policy. And he wears a rubber boot on his head. It's fucking hilarious. He's got this mangy beard too.
Yep.
And he's been in legitimate political debates. People have put him on a podium.
Hey, you know what? Might as well. Anyways, one other thing, Dorf. We're definitely going to be talking about this later on, doing another show. But the thoughts too of continuing to add to all this NFL fun here. Adding a legitimate minor league to this as well.
Oh, absolutely. We could do a whole show on. We could do 2 hours,
maybe
3 hours on that.
Maybe this will be a teaser though for it.
We'll schedule it eventually.
Yes.
We're gonna run out of shit to talk about this summer eventually.
But to preface and to tease that the NFL is about making money and turning things into making things bigger than they already are. And I know people out there are probably saying, how could the NFL possibly do that? Draft lottery, legitimate minor league system.
Okay.
Which,
I would say if you're going to do a legitimate minor league system, relax, add rounds to the draft.
So 7-round draft now becomes a 10-round
10
draft?
or 12.
Okay.
Be like the NHL, where you can draft literally anybody, and you own their rights for, the NHL is 3 years. Maybe it's not 3, maybe it's 2, maybe it's 4. We'll see.
So you could draft people in college, but can they still stay in college?
Yeah. You can draft high school seniors. They can go pro right away. Now, you could still have a requirement in order to be eligible for the NFL active roster. You got to be 3 years removed from high school. Fine. You can own the rights for 3 years. If you don't like it, you can choose not to play football. Your rights can be traded at any time. And there you go. you might start seeing teams that are picking at the end of the first round. You know what? We really don't have a huge pressing need right now because our minor league system is pretty well stocked. I'm going to go draft that, that 5-star prospect quarterback. So, we don't need one now. We really like what he think he can grow into. We can't have any contact with him. He can't hire an agent still. He still keeps happy with the NHL or NCAA eligibility rules. But if he decides to play football in the league, or say in the 6th round, really think that college freshman had a very promising showing his rookie season. Let's spend a 6th rounder on him. Don't plan on signing him for 3 years. We'll take him now. Or you could do it like baseball, where the same thing. Everybody's eligible. You can take everybody. You have a 1-month signing period. If you don't sign them, you lose them.
I like it.
We can flush that out. We can argue all that on its merits, and we can go from there.
I'm going to save it though. Let's not talk about it anymore. We can preface that we just preface what we're going to talk about later on, and leave it at that. So I think it's a good idea.
It'd be fun.
In the NFL draft lottery.
They can fucking afford it.
Oh, of course they can afford it.
Don't cry poor to me, NFL owners.
They can afford it even more.
I am right here as a representative of the players' union here. I'm trying to grow my roster. The number of people I represent will be representing all those minor leaguers as well. Thank you very much.
And
you'll be collectively bargaining with us, suit.
And you know what? We could make this even more feasible monetarily because we're going to add an NFL draft lottery, and the money coming in from the NFL draft lottery
will help pay for my minor leagues.
Yes.
Okay.
Do we have a deal?
I don't know what the NCAA is going to do to us.
Fuck the NCAA.
Yeah, fuck the NCAA. Absolutely. Let's do it. NCAA's been profiteering off being the NFL's minor leagues for how many years? They ain't going to let that go quietly.
Seriously. Yeah, no, what is the NCAA going to do?
Hey, Mark Emmert, suck a dick.
Players can't play in the NCAA forever.
Yep. They ain't here to play school.
Unless.
What's his name?
Does the NCAA expand their eligibility rules?
As a counter to that?
Yes.
I don't think so.
No?
I don't think so, because the whole preface of the 4 years of eligibility here, you got 4 to play, 5 to play 4. It's prefaced on your schedule of completing an undergraduate degree.
I have a question though too. I'm not going to ask you right now. I might ask you off air because I'm going to save the rest of it for another time.
Sure.
But anyways, moving along.
Way to leave the people hanging, suit.
Sorry.
Management. I don't know, boss man. I'm just here to do my job.
Bitches and badasses. Badass. Dorf, go ahead.
I'm not necessarily going to use mine as a badass, but more of a shout out. Hernandez Cantor, forward center of the Oklahoma City Thunder, having his passport yanked. He's Turkish, arguably the country's most famous athlete, outspoken in his opposition
that was
to
Memento Core. Anyways, go ahead.
President Erdogan. Erdogan, whatever.
Donald
Sorry, yeah, shut up. He's got me so confused on how to say it right. Erdogan had his passport yanked by Turkish authorities when he was on foreign soil and got stranded. And reportedly, also he had while he was in Indonesia for something, had the Indonesian police go after him too. Reportedly at the behest of the Turkish government, to not back down. And you know what? Many people, specifically when your country is run by the tyrant that it is, would go quietly and just leave me alone. I'll shut up. Just leave me alone. To not back down, and to a lot of people criticize athletes for using their podium for just stick to sports. You see that a lot. This is a guy that you can respect. Standing up to the tyranny in that country and at least shining what little light he can on it. So he is my badass this week.
That's Cantor. I like it. Mine is Avery Bradley.
Okay.
Hitting that game-winning three-pointer last night. Dagger with 0.1 seconds left on the clock to beat the Cleveland Cavaliers. Like I said, 111 to 108. And yeah, perhaps a turning point in the series, which we'll get to here in just a little bit. On the flip, though, do I? I don't know why it does that. Yeah, let's stop it. There we go.
Kill the beat.
Stop that one.
Press
And
it once. Don't
go with that one. There we go. Bitch. Go ahead, Dorf.
My pitch this week is going to be A-Rod.
Hey, Rod, what did he do to you?
Those notes and that tweet that he got, he made his debut in the broadcast booth as a color analyst for Fox this week.
Yeah.
The report, people, of course, because this is the internet and it's weaponized autism, as I mentioned earlier, figured out what was on his little scratch pad of notes. Reportedly, there were some notes about making a baby with J-Lo and referenced, quote, pull-out stuff and other forms of contraception.
How did they find out what was on his notes?
Just looking at it and enhancing the image, man.
Oh my god!
You didn't see this?
No, I didn't.
Oh god, it's bad.
Why would you make those notes like at this time?
Let me strange birth control list. I'll read it here to you. Birth control, quote, pull out stuff, actually have a baby. A-Rod and Booth prepping for sex ed class. Birth control, actually have a baby. Pull out stuff. I mean, seriously, come. I'll show you this. Look at it.
How fucking weird.
Yeah.
Who's he working for?
Fox.
Fox? What are you doing if you're those Fox execs? Like those Fox Sports execs.
Oh my god.
A-Rod, we need to have a talk.
Hey, A-Rod, I'll tell you what. I'm a representative of the PR arm of the firm. There's no such thing as bad publicity, buddy. Roll the punches, man. People are talking about your debut even more than they were before. It's a plant. He's a shill. Ah!
My bitch this week is an old favorite, LeBron James, finishing last night's game with 11 points and 6 turnovers. He was a ghost in the second half as Boston was mounting their comeback. So yeah, LeBron James. Let's mention he acted like a bitch too after the game to get on that reporter for asking a question and saying, "Oh, well, you only come around when we lose." Shut up, LeBron. Great player, best in the league, maybe the best of all time. Damn, when you bitch it up, you can bitch it up. Anyways.
Those are good this week. Nice job.
What, the bitches?
Yeah.
We didn't have Shawn to sit in the middle or give a GM.
He's notorious for choosing front office executives
for some obscure GM that.
I'm going to bitch this week. The general manager of the Colorado Rockies, I did not agree with his decision to call up such and such from the minor leagues instead of so-and-so when they put such and such and so-and-so on the disabled list. Shawn, no one knows who that is. I don't care. Baseball.
Poor Shawn.
We miss you, buddy.
Poor Shawn. Not here to defend himself. Anyways. Since I
on the same note though, his badass is some of those weeks is like, I'm going to praise obscure executive B for pinch hitting for so and so at this spot and having such and such on the roster in order to propel this team to victory this week. Okay.
All right, well, moving along here, we're going to do something different this week. The segment's called Headlines. We're going to take a look at some of the headlines from newspapers across the country. And the first one up is the Washington Post. The headline, if the NFL...
There are fake news.
If the NFL shortens overtime and there are more tie games, will everyone freak out? Dorf, I, for one, am not one that cares too much about ties.
Whatever. Other than ties really kissing your sister.
Look, last season, we had 2 ties in the NFL during the course of the NFL season.
So what?
That didn't bug me. I don't care. I don't get shit like that, and I don't get shit like, when people bitch about interleague play. I don't get it. Who cares? It's part of the game. Deal with it. Now you can go on and on about National League rules to American League rules and whether or not one should be adopted over the other.
At the same time, like you said, there was 2 ties. There's 512 regular season NFL games.
Yeah.
2 of them ended in a tie. That's what? Sorry, I'm not prepared.
Let's see. Yeah, there were 2.
I'm not prepared with the math here.
There were 2 tie games played in the NFL last season. The Arizona Cardinals and Seattle Seahawks played 15 minutes of overtime without producing a winner.
That is 0.4% of the games.
Yep. And Washington Cincinnati Bengals went all the way to London for their just like kissing your sister moment. Who cares?
Wait.
Did they play that game? Was that game successful in London? Or was it not successful in London because they ended up playing to a tie?
I mean, it's not like the British people aren't used to ties in their sports. Fucking soccer, they tie all the goddamn tie.
No shit. Good point. Good point. I would have figured that that's something that they thought would be expected.
Everybody played great today. And, they fucking tied whatever.
Yeah, that's
seriously, look at the
that's
like
that's an Australian.
Shut up. Premier. Yeah, I know it was bad. Sorry. I can't do a good British accent. Can do a semi-decent Australian. Anyway. Yeah, you look at the record of some of the English Premier League teams, it's like they win 40% of the time, they lose 30% of the time, and they tie 30% of the time. They're like one of the better ones. Like, how would that be okay? It would not be okay with the American sports fan for a third of your games to end in a tie. In Britain, it's kind of the way of life. At least it's not in Gary Benton's NHL anymore.
Which I didn't care about ties
then either.
No, I really didn't.
Shootout. Let's fundamentally change the game of hockey and see who's better at a fringe aspect of it.
And it's not. I mean, it's look. Is a tie a better way of determining an outcome of a game than having one player against a goalie?
Yeah.
I mean,
it's one that you can't tie in the playoffs. I get that, but like
I get it. But
absolutely.
But even then, you have sudden death overtime in the playoffs, you play out
3 overtime games in the NHL playoffs are just epic.
Yeah, exactly.
Where it's just like a fucking struggle to get up and down the ice, and it's just like, oh my god, just somebody fucking score already.
Look, I get the shootout in soccer. The shootout in soccer is very warranted.
Because penalty kicks from the 18, soccer term,
penalties.
Yeah, penalties.
You don't say kicks.
Penalties from the 18
of the pitch
are, football, are a regular part of the game.
Yeah.
Quite frankly, high-level soccer, that's how, I believe something like 20% of the goals are scored on PKs. How many times a year does a team in normal regulation or overtime hockey get a penalty shot?
How about this in European football? Instead of taking it from the 18, you do it hockey style. You start
breakaway.
You start running
the
out.
Soccer goal's too damn big. That'll.
You start running, but you give the goalie more of a chance.
How? Or you can't shoot from inside the box, but you can do whatever. Okay.
Yep.
Huh.
Give the goalie a little bit more of a chance because the goalie has absolutely zero chance. Just about if you're shooting from
a soccer one.
Yes, if you're shooting,
you need the shooter to fuck up.
Yes, absolutely. Or there's that miracle situation where
guess is perfectly right.
Yes,
times it perfectly
yes.
Right.
The keeper times it and guesses.
It's not skill then. It's pure luck. I mean, at the same time, how wide is the soccer net?
I don't know.
The football net.
Football net.
I don't know.
Football goal.
Let's say it's 10 by 8. 10 yards by 8 feet tall. So 30 by 8. That's what? Lots of square feet. And a person takes up what? 3-4 square feet? Let's call it effective area takes up less than 5% of the goal. Let's just call it for that. That 5% can move, but that, you have such a fractional chance of being correct with a proper, kick on the ball. Mm-hmm. It's pure luck. There's no skill involved there.
So to finish out this first headline here,
I don't know where we were going with
will
this.
everyone freak out if there's more tie games? Because what the whole notion here is moving it from 15 to 10 overtime periods or quarters.
It's gonna affect like 7 games a year. Nobody cares.
Yeah, how many times does a game go to overtime to begin with?
I don't know, like 12.
Yeah, not much.
It's like 1 per.
Not much.
Even if it was like 1 game a week,
And this is all. And
it's
this
not
is
worth addressing.
and this is being considered for player safety.
Most of the
Yeah, I know. Anyways. Next headline. Why the Predators' magical playoff run is great for hockey. This comes from the USA Today. And we get basically the most boring guy in the world. Who is it?
Pecorine?
No, I
The
don't know who
picture?
it is.
The
No, that's Pecorine. I don't
article's author?
know the video. Oh, we're gonna get a Crocs
Calling
video
all
there.
one of a kind. And
Oh, that's Drew
creative
Barrymore.
minds.
It's time to stand
Oh, and John
up.
Cena. I don't know who that is.
By celebrating
John
our
Cena.
differences.
한 명씩 모두 오세요.
Don't know who that is.
Come as you are.
Okay, great. Here
John
we go.
Cena.
Win or lose, there will be a party in Nashville tonight. But if the Predators down the Anaheim Ducks to reach the Stanley Cup final, the party may be more
Seriously.
raucous than usual. The Predators have become one of the NHL's great expansion success stories. A decade ago, the team looked as if it might be sold and moved out of the city. Not enough interest, not enough success, not enough tickets sold. But today, the Predators
the
are the
audio
hottest
mixing
ticket in
issues are
Tennessee.
awful, too.
The country's music royalty is at every game. The mayor is there. The governor comes from time to time. Today, they stand on the verge of reaching the
All
Stanley
right, do we
Cup
have to
final
continue
for the
listening to
first
this?
time in franchise history. New
Wait,
ownership has made a major
Doesn't this
difference,
guy
but
sound
what
like
really has changed
like a
the
guy you'd hear on
Predators'
YouTube talking about
has been the
conspiracy
players on
theories
the ice.
and
Fans
in
can
the United
relate to this
States?
hard-working
Next thing you're gonna
group that
hear
seems
is
to find a different way to
chemtrails.
win every night. It's hard to pinpoint
Chemicals
exactly
in water
who
turn the
Nashville's
frogs gay.
stars truly are. Pecorine
All right, enough of that.
False
Is-
flag.
Exactly. Is
Vaccines cause autism.
the Predators' magical playoff run there? You're good for hockey.
Yeah, because you know what? You might inspire a generation of fandom that will give this city permanent momentum and just add, let's call it, add a stronghold to the NHL's roster.
Yeah.
Because right now, I wouldn't say hockey is on permanent solid ground in the state of Tennessee. Doesn't have necessarily the climate for the outdoor pond game for youngsters to fall in love with it. At the same time, you don't have the adults essentially that are teaching the game to their kids out of trying to share the love for the game. You just don't have that if they're natives.
And you know what? I this definitely isn't bad for the game. I mean, I don't know about, you know, I mean, some of the stuff that you said about the Predators, you can say about the Penguins as far as them almost being, you know, run out of town and being sold. And I mean, not too long ago, the Penguins were on the verge of being sold and, you know, on their way out of Pittsburgh. I mean, it is, but ultimately, those stuff like this it's great, and that's something that the NHL is very, very good at. The one thing that this reinforces with the NHL, Dorf, is the whole notion that the NHL is full of parity, and that's not something you get in take for instance basketball, the NBA. The NBA has no parity. I mean, we're on the verge right now of seeing the Cavs and the Golden
Same
State
team
Warriors.
for, what, third year in a row?
I think this is, it'd be the third year in a row. This is the rubber match.
As it would be.
Yep.
The
And
teams are almost identical too.
and you
in
know
all
what?
3
It's
years.
I mean, luckily, I mean, it's exciting if you're a basketball fan. I mean, you're going to be seeing LeBron James probably go up against Steph Curry and Draymond Green again. You're going to see Kevin Love, Kyrie Irving, and
You got Durant this time.
exactly. You've got
Steph Curry.
Yep, you get Durant again, and it's fun. But again, even with that aside, it's been pretty much the same teams beyond that too for years. I mean, it's either been San Antonio or Miami, Cleveland and what? The Oklahoma City Thunder?
I don't even think they're that close.
No, I think before that
Did
it
you
was
say Houston?
no. I was talking before this current run of
Oh, okay.
2 teams only making it, but that's something that hockey has going for it, though, and it's great. It's great. I love it. Not as a Red Wings fan so much because I want to see the Red Wings in there.
Oh no, we suck again.
I want to see the Red Wings in there, again. But anyways,
Yeah, to quote the what's it? Is it? It's not Major League. Yeah, it is Major League. Oh no, we suck again.
no, that's from Waterboy.
Is it?
Yes, that was
You
Rob.
sure?
That was Rob Schneider's character.
Oh, that's right. That is why Rob Schneider's
Don't
character
sit
is
here
Waterboy.
and question me with movies.
I know.
I question you about movies.
Yeah, and you could totally be lying straight to me, and I would have no idea.
You touched on this in your bitches and badasses. You made NS Cantor your badass from the New York Post. Detained NBA or I'm in my new home because Turkey wants me dead. NS Cantor, a big opponent of President Erdogan in Turkey. Erdogan.
Goddamn King Trump said so.
Yes. In a quote from him, it was scary because there was a chance they might send me back to Turkey. As far as him, what was it? He was detained in Romania.
Yeah, he was in Romania and he had his passport revoked.
Yep. And if they sent me back to Turkey, probably you guys wouldn't hear a word from me the second day. Cantor said Monday at NBA Players Association headquarters in Midtown. It would definitely have gotten really ugly. To further extend his quote here. Right now, I'm countryless. I'm open to adoption. Definitely. I'm going to try to become an American citizen. I have a green card. We'll see if they can speed up the process a little bit. It would definitely be nice. Right now, my next move is becoming an American citizen. And the article from the New York Post goes on to say more than 150 journalists were arrested, more than 150 news outlets were shut down, 100,000 civil servants were fired, and 50,000 have been jailed. That's in a country right now who, I'm going to get a little political right now, who Donald Trump has been cozying up to. And Enes Kanter has been a big opponent of
This isn't like the
Erdogan's
first time
government.
he spoke out either.
No, he's been a huge opponent for many years about the injustices going on in his native Turkey. So, like you, Dorf, I'll extend an honorary badass to him as well because he continues to go on and speak out about all these injustices and everything going on in his home country. So,
And the other thing is, Donald, if you want to keep your tough talk going, be a great thing here. I'm going to call, Secretary Tillerson at the State Department. Ernest Kanter. You're a valuable athlete that we'd love to have here. I'm going to call Rex Tillerson in the State Department. You're now at the front of the line.
I mean, isn't
expect to hear from somebody at the State Department over the next couple of days about processing your citizenship application.
I mean, isn't this one of the guys that you want? I mean, contributes to society as a job. I haven't heard.
Sorry.
Yeah, we're kind of watching news here about the shit going on in Manchester United
Likely
Kingdom.
terrorist attack in Manchester, England.
Yep. You had an Ariana Grande concert. What is it, 19 people dead?
19 so far, quote, around 50 people injured.
Okay.
Possible male at scene identified as probable suicide bomber. Headline on CNN right now.
But I mean, Cantor, isn't that the guy that you want? I mean, right? Contributes to society, likes to be here. I mean, I don't think he has a criminal record or anything like that.
I don't believe so.
So, yeah. I mean, you can go on and talk about,
just don't make him, choose Russia.
If he's speaking about injustices that happen in Turkey, I'm sure as hell he's not going to be happy about going to Russia.
Heard the Ecuadorian embassy's nice. There's, they've had a couple. I mean, they've had a guest there for 7 years that won't leave.
Julian Assange.
Yeah.
Which he might probably be leaving. Well, actually, I don't know. The United States wants him.
U.S. wants it. Pick a country. I mean, Sweden's just finally decided to stop fucking around with him, but at the same time, because he avoided arrest in England, even though the charge that they were trying to extradite him for has been dropped. England still wants him now, too.
All right. Last but not least here on the headline segment, we've got from the Chicago Tribune headline, NHL's response to Ryan Getzlaf's anti-gay slur is disappointing. Basically, what we have here, and they compared this to the Shaw suspension the Andrew Shaw suspension from a couple of years ago. Let's see here. Where was it? Instead of suspending Getzlaf like it suspended Shaw, the league gave Getzlaf only a $10,000 fine, which isn't much to a guy making over $9 million this season. What did Shaw originally get?
It was 10 games, wasn't it?
Last season, NHL suspended former Blackhawk forward Andrew Shaw for one playoff game when Shaw was caught directing an anti-gay slur at an official. Let's see. The NHL had taken a commendable stance and seemed to set an admirable standard for responding to such behavior, making it clear that this kind of language would not be tolerated and that the league was serious about fostering an environment for inclusion for LGBTQ players and fans. The league had another chance to reaffirm that commitment after cameras caught Ducks center Ryan Getzlaf using an anti-gay slur and sexist slur at an official in Game 4 of the Western Conference Finals Friday, but instead of suspending Getzlaf like it suspended Shaw, the league gave Getzlaf only a $10,000 fine, which isn't much to a guy making over $9 million this season. He goes on to say these two incidents aren't the same, not in the words used or in the response of the offending players and their teams. Shaw used a word beginning with F that was a traditional meaning for a bundle of sticks used for kindling. I didn't know that. I always thought it was a cigarette in England.
Both. The said F word in question here, that is like the literal dictionary definition of the word is bundle of sticks for kindling.
So I've got a...
Yes.
A word that carries emotional punch when directed at someone who is gay. Next day, Shaw tearfully apologized for using that word and apologized directly to the LGBT community. The league condemned his behavior in a strongly worded statement, as did the Hawks. Contrast that with what happened with Getzlaf, who used the word beginning with C, that is slang for a man or woman who performs oral sex on a man. Words matter, and Getzlaf's words are offensive, said in a statement from the You Can Play Project, an organization that works with LGBTQ athletes. No language considered homophobic belongs in sports. It's not the language of role models. This is yet another opportunity to educate athletes, teams, and fans. What was more disappointing than Getzlaf using the word has been the response from Getzlaf and the league. The league, in a statement from Vice President of Hockey Operations Colin Campbell, cited Getzlaf's demeaning and disrespectful language, but offered no olive branch to either its female or LGBTQ fans. Getzlaf, when addressing the incident after Game 5 on Sunday, offered no apology to people he may have offended. I didn't mean it in that manner in any way, Getzlaf said. For that to go that route was very disappointing for me. I accept responsibility and I accept the fine. What's funny there is it seems like he's blaming people for alluding to possible, for I guess putting words in his mouth or having it mean something that he didn't actually want it to mean, which seems very disingenuous and kind of and very dickheadish. Even though he was a dickhead to begin with.
I don't have any strong feelings about this, to be terribly honest with you. And I think the difference you've seen in suspension versus fine, Shaw, role player, fourth line, healthy scratch sometimes. Getzlaf, first line, best player on team. How many eyes no longer tune in because he's not on the ice? So the NHL is that going for it. Why they didn't choose to suspend Getzlaf. Not going to get into the words in question, but I honestly think the offense was greater in the Shaw incident than the Getzlaf incident, because I wouldn't necessarily consider the word Ryan Getzlaf used as specifically only used
as a gay slur,
whereas the Shaw one, that is the only way in, at least in modern day America, that the said word is interpreted.
That wasn't the first time, though, that we had what could be derived as a homophobic slur used in sports. And Kevin Pillar,
Oh, he was suspended 2 games
He was-
today, too.
he was suspended by the Blue Jays, though.
Blue Jays club decided to do it. That
Yeah.
was not action by the league.
Could the league step in and suspend him?
Probably not anymore. It's probably like the NCAA where we're gonna take away 4 scholarships on our own and not play in a postseason game this year. Please don't punish us further.
So are the Blue Jays going to lose scholarships then?
No. They're gonna be like, all right, now you guys are suspended. We're gonna do it too. Fucking guys, we took care of it ourselves. Thank you.
I mean, you know what? Aside from the problems here this poses with the LGBTQ community, I mean, he should have been suspended anyway for being an ass and using that towards an official. I mean, let's have respect.
I gotta wonder.
Let's have respect all around.
The
here.
only reason anybody's upset is because he got caught.
Well, he was going to.
I'm sure that sort of exchange happens on the regular.
You think so?
Getzlaff just
even with an official.
Absolutely.
I don't know.
Have you ever heard any of the? Have you ever heard any of the times those NHL officials are mic'd up?
I don't know with an official. I really don't. Now players.
Oh yeah, player to player. It's like every goddamn shift.
Player to player. I could see something like that being used, but against an official, I don't know about that.
Why does that make it different?
Because look, there's a general lack of respect in professional sports to begin with.
Yep.
I mean, when you have people headhunting out there, that shows a general lack of respect.
Or throwing at batters.
Exactly.
Or,
lack of respect.
Vontaze perfecting people.
Yes.
Just look it up. You'll know what I mean afterwards if you don't know in the NFL what that means.
Well, when you're dealing with an official, the official is supposed to be a neutral party in all of this.
Yeah.
I mean, the official is out there to keep the game fair. And
we've trusted you turds not to cheat, we wouldn't need to be here.
Exactly. So, anyways. Moving along, I want to see if we can start to get things wrapped up here, because I know we are way over on everything tonight.
We're only actually at 50 minutes for this episode. So
yeah.
We're actually not that far over.
Oh, okay. Our stupid shit of the week this week is Michael Bennett says he'll boycott the Seattle newspaper after columnist criticizes his maturity. Let's see here. Seattle Seahawks Michael Bennett does great things, but why the immaturity? And then he goes on Twitter to say, my boycott has just started against you guys. And he goes on to say, too, on Twitter, I'll never talk to Seattle Times the rest of my career and will encourage my teammates to do the same. This comes from an article here written about him by, let's see here, did it say who it was written by? Matt Calkins. Yeah, Matt Calkins. Here it is. Here's an excerpt that got Bennett's feathers ruffled here. I was 10 feet away from Bennett after that playoff loss to the Falcons when he ripped into a reporter for asking a fair question about pass rush. He called him a non-playing expletive and asked what kind of adversity he'd been through, implying that there was no way it could be on par with an NFL player. Well, that reporter survived cancer, which Bennett obviously didn't know, but the fact that he never apologized or even acknowledged it reeks of immaturity. Is he right? Yeah.
It may be hard to, based on one incident alone, say player is immature, but immature statement on its own, absolutely.
This was the same Bennett who earlier that day blasted through a Falcons offensive lineman while he was in victory formation. It's the same Bennett who cracks at least one joke per interview or one sex joke per interview, consistently tries to demean the media, and who is now in a war of words with ESPN's Stephen A. Smith. Dishing it out there.
Yeah.
Stupid shit, though, to say that you're going to boycott a newspaper over what one
This
reporter says
is
about
very similar to the attitude of most sports franchises now. You're not here to cover us. We don't want anything critical. You're just another arm of our PR for our PR out. You're just another PR outlet.
So does Michael Bennett need to grow some balls here and just, or maybe swallow his pride and maybe develop an understanding?
Michael Bennett can do what he wants. At the same time, guess what? Now you don't get it. You don't it's time for us to write something critical and you've boycotted us. You don't get a chance to explain yourself.
Yeah, true.
You've lost that.
Mm-hmm.
Because good ethical journalism, if there's something going on regarding you, we give you a chance to answer for it.
We're going to make assumptions.
Yep. Guess what? Now you don't get to spin your side of the story. You don't get to tell your side of the story. You don't get to spin your narrative. Guess what? We just get to assume now.
Yeah.
Guess what? Next thing out of Michael Bennett, one sex joke per interview. Is Michael Bennett a misogynist? Dun dun dun. Michael Bennett is currently boycotting us, so he can't be reached for comment. And one can only assume, based on his conduct in interviews, that he has a problem with women. And all of a sudden, there's a goddamn scandal.
And he's probably going to want to comment on something like that.
Yeah. It never would have gotten off the ground if you weren't a sensitive little bitch.
Fan question of the week. Do we have a turning point here in the
before we go on to that?
What?
He obviously did not read the famous words of somebody, I forget who it is. Don't pick a fight with someone who buys ink by the barrel.
That's a good one. I've heard that before. That's good.
Yeah.
Media isn't going away.
Yeah, don't pick a fight with somebody who buys ink by the barrel.
Media isn't going away. Your playing career at one point will be over with, though. You will not have the platform that you have right now to speak up about whatever it is you want to speak up about.
Don't pick a fight with somebody. It's a Mark Twain quote.
And you know what? Justify your position. Tell us why that article isn't true, and do it to the paper that wrote it or that published it.
So the full quote is, "Don't pick a fight with somebody who buys ink by the barrel and paper by the ton."
No, I'm glad you looked that up.
Sorry.
All right. Fan question. Like I said, did we see a turning point in the game after the game 3 outcome when the Celtics beat the Cavs in the final second? Dorf. I already know what I'm going to say. Do you want my opinion?
Yeah, go ahead.
No. Without Isaiah Thomas, is going to be out for the rest of the season. You came back from 21 down.
It's improbable. You got one. Congratulations. You've extended this execution by one day.
You're not coming back to beat the Celtics or not
best
the Celtics,
players
but the
down.
Cavs.
Your team isn't all that spectacular without him.
You showed a lot of heart.
Yeah.
Showed a lot of heart coming back from 21 down, 16
and
down
at the
at
same
the half.
time, you needed LeBron James to shit the bed to do it.
And he did.
And that's going to happen again.
I don't think you're going to see LeBron James shit the bed 3 more times this series.
No.
So,
if anything, now you're about to go, this next game here, you're about to get blasted. So you ain't going to let that happen twice.
So, anyways. Moving along, we've got the news this week, and we're going to go ahead and start off with... That's right.
This kid is a gamer. He's a playmaker.
We can't go 2 weeks without talking about him. He's a low A baseball player.
There it is. Tebow driving out his
Nice
third.
oppo shot. This is his first home run in a
Third.
month.
Count it. Third home run of his minor league career, which he matches Michael Jordan's number. In like he matched it.
Seriously, this is Tim Tebow's first home run in a fucking month.
So, how many base hits has he got in that time period?
I don't know. I don't watch the box score for him. I
He's-
don't give him that much. You know what? More power to him, but I'm not sitting here scoreboard watching.
He's
for Tim Tebow.
he's making his way up. I can't wait till the Mets are out of it, so they can just put Team Tebow up there for the hell of
They
it.
better not. They better.
Why not? Why not?
mean, this is the same sport that seriously had a midget play for the spectacle.
Why not? If the Mets are out of it, if the Mets are out of it, why not?
The business person in me says, abso-fucking-lutely, get him up here now. Whoop, whoop. But the respect the game, unwritten rules, rah, person in me says that's demeaning to all those who came before him and will come after, just belittling the accomplishment that it is to make it to the major leagues. Rah.
Do you want to hear Torrey Hunter berate a kid who dropped a fly ball in the stand? Why not?
Torrey Hunter?
Yeah.
What's he doing these days?
He has a hood on, and he puts the glove in front of his face. His hand was in front of his face, and he kind of closed his eye. You didn't follow the ball into the glove, and you had another kid come over and thieve it away. He took your ball. He took your cookies. You can't allow that. Yeah, give up your glove, because that should never happen. You should never play baseball again. Take 2 weeks off and don't play again.
He said you should never throw that glove away. Because of that, take 2 weeks off and never play again. Find a new sport. Is that okay?
Ho, 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 ho. They have the kid on TV, Torrey.
Torrey's a bitch.
He's a dick.
He is a bitch. I do not
dick,
like.
Yes, bitch. No. I'm not declaring him a bitch
hey, can we remember his final years with the Tigers and how shitty he was in the outfield?
Should have never been playing the outfield at that point in his career.
Yeah, I know, but still, when he did get the chance, he wasn't very good. And I don't like Torrey Hunter. And here's Tom Brenneman interviewing a bird during the Rockies-Reds game.
Visitor up here in the broadcast booth, and no sooner do you show up, the Reds come up with 3 runs on a couple of home runs. So I'm assuming you're a baseball fan, and you've always wanted to come up to the broadcast booth.
No, just call me the rally bird. I'm the rally bird. Just chilling, just chilling.
Are you getting along okay? Is that your spouse down there? Is everything okay at home? If you don't mind me asking.
No, we're having a little bit of an argument, but she likes the sun, I don't.
That one has popped up into the air. I want to get right back to the rally bird here, and that's out number 1 here for Stevenson in the 7th inning. Do you think you'd like to make this kind of your regular getaway right here in the broadcast booth, or would you like to have your bride come up sometime? I mean, it's up to you. What do you think?
Nah, this is a good getaway. We get sick of each other. You guys got it easy up here. You got an easy job up here.
I'm assuming that was probably the highlight of the Rockies-Reds game, too.
Didn't the Reds win?
I don't know.
Who cares?
And then finally, the Coco Watch Out gimmick may actually be better than the Rock's gimmick. Here he is on SNL. Just watch or listen.
Okay, moving on to the next promo. Let's get our next 2 wrestlers in there, Coco Watch Out and Trash Yard Mutt.
Woo! All right. Good to see you, man. Good to see you again. How you doing?
Oh, yeah. Hey, good to see you. Right back at you, brother.
Yeah. Hey, guys, it's a normal 30-second promo. We can start whenever you are ready.
Great. Thanks, man. Hey, fair warning, I might get a little harsh with some of the stuff I say. It's just kind of my thing, so.
Oh, yeah. Hey, completely understood, man. Well, let's have a good one. And now, give me all you got.
Yeah, great.
Okay.
All right, man.
All right.
And action!
I'm here with our main event competitors, Coco Watch Out and Trash Yard Mutt. And it doesn't get much uglier than the rivalry between these two. Isn't that right, Mutt?
You're darn right. And when I get my paws on him, it's going to be dinner time for old Mutt. And it looks like tonight's main course is a big, heaping, sticky pile of loser.
What do you have to say to that, Coco?
Well, let me tell you something about this guy. He's shooting blanks. He's been trying to get his wife pregnant for 2 years. And he cannot get it done. And it's putting a lot of stress on their marriage.
Yeah! Yeah, well, I'm going to put some stress on you in that ring. I'm going to mess you up.
I'll tell you what's messed up. This guy's sperm. They don't have tails. They're just little heads. The doctor said he's never seen that before. And the only bun this guy's putting in the oven is a Cinnabon because he's not fertile.
Well, you heard it here first. Trash Yard Mutt is sterile, and it all gets settled this Sunday at WrestleMania.
And cut!
Oh, that was good, right? You good with that one? No, not really, man. No, I told you that in private. Okay, maybe we could talk more about like wrestling stuff, okay, and like less emotional stuff.
Okay, wrestling stuff. Okay, all right, cool. Okay. Hey, great note.
All right, promo.
All right, you go check out the rest of that on our website, themajors.net, under the morning dump. So, or no, TMSNX extra news. So
It's been a morning dump in a while, have you?
that was a good one though.
That was.
I like
Did
that.
you see the opener with him and Tom Hanks?
No, was it good?
It was all right. It's like we should run for president together. You know, if we ever get in a time of war, I've been killed in like 10 different war movies, so I've been to war before.
Tom Hanks?
Yeah, and you know, people trust me to stay calm in tough situations. Like hell, I've been in 2 different plane crashes and
Oh yeah,
and led troops into battle.
So, yeah, he was Sully. He was Castaway.
Sully and Castaway.
Yep. Yep, he was his captain and Saving Private Ryan.
And The Rock said something about I would be able to handle natural disasters because, you know, my performance in San Andreas, if California decides to fall into the ocean, I'll know how to handle it.
Oh man. Anyways, we missing anything tonight, Dorf? No? Are we done?
Yeah, then we're done.
Is that it?
I mean, we're missing Shawn, man.
Well, that's going to do it tonight for The Majors Live, episode 289 here on TMSNX Radio, themajors.net. We won't be on next week. It'll be Memorial Day, so everyone enjoy their Memorial Day. We'll see everybody after that. In the meantime, though, for Dorf, I'm Adam, Shawn, who's not here tonight. Bye for now, everyone.
Bye, Felicia.